Hello, I'm Susie Stead, and I've written this book, Stephen from the Inside Out. It's being published by Impress Books on the 9th of April 2021. And this book is about a friend of mine called Stephen, who I got to know over 18 years. And I first met him when he was under section in a psychiatric hospital. And it's his journey, his story, how he got out, and also about how I got to know him. So I'm going to read a short extract from this about the time when I met him. And in this book, I have recorded my conversations with him, and then I've written the chapters, and then I've read the chapters back to him. So everything I'm reading to you, he heard and then responded to. So this particular section begins with Stephen commenting as I'm about to read this chapter. I've had precious little sleep. I've been up several times in the night. The rhinitis was extremely bad, Susie. You people all sleep very well. Stephen is tired and grumpy. I'm reading this section back to him as we sit in the garden in July 2014. We agree that I will stop reading when it becomes too much. Stephen and I met for the first time on Friday the 5th of May, 2000. There was a group of us from a local social action group who decided to visit a drop-in centre for people who are struggling with mental illness. And so when we went along, that's when I met Stephen. So the room was crowded and I looked around for someone to talk to. Stephen seemed interesting and sparky, so I introduced myself. He was in his mid-40s, slightly taller than me, with glossy black hair, alert brown eyes, and a disarming chuckle. He was also articulate, and we got off to a roaring start with politics, discovering our shared disappointment with the Labour Party. Having successfully shredded Tony Blair, we stuttered at religion. Stephen held strong views and attended the local United Reformed Church. I needed to be vetted. He did not like evangelicals. Was I evangelical? No. The evangelicals had told him that if he smoked, he'd go to hell. He'd go to hell. He blew smoke over my shoulder. What did I think of that? What did I think of that? Did I think he was going to hell? I was outraged. I passed the test. Moving from future to present hell, he informed me of his current incarceration at the local mental hospital. You wouldn't like it, Susie. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. He often speaks to me in this manner, as if I'm consistently and constantly demanding that he should be grateful and outlining the wonders of 3 meals a day, a bed, and all the drugs he could want. I found myself repeating like a parrot, no, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it, Stephen. No, I wouldn't like it. At that point, I'd never visited a psychiatric ward, nor been in danger of being placed in one. But none of the books or the films I'd read or watched would have given them a high Trustpilot rating. Stephen was under a Section 3, which meant he was held on a locked ward, but if he was deemed well enough, he was allowed out with a responsible adult to specific events, hence his appearance at this drop-in centre. I invited him to come to my church. I invited him to coffee at my house. He couldn't thank me enough. I hadn't passed by on the other side. I was the Good Samaritan, the one in the Bible story who took pity on the poor beaten man, brought him to an inn, paid for food and medicine so the recovered victim could go on his way rejoicing. I had no idea. I look up at this point to see if Stephen is reacting to what I'm saying as I read this back to him. But no, he's leaning back on his garden chair, cigarette almost finished, listening carefully. I didn't ask him at the time why he was under section. That seemed very rude. And I didn't ask Mark who ran the drop-in. I agreed to take Stephen out the following week to have coffee at my house. It would be just myself and my 3-year-old daughter to greet him. Risk assessment has never been one of my strong points. So that's an extract from the book. And if you're interested, please do go out, order it, buy it. And I'd love to hear from you. Join in the conversation. Thank you.